Sorry.
Hi, my name is Dr. Richard Fields, and this is My Sober Life. Today we're going to be talking about boredom. How many of you out there are bored? Matter of fact, you might have even gone online to check out My Sober Life because you're bored. And a lot of people go on and do different things to alter their sense of consciousness. And at the end of this short segment, I will actually give you some ways so you can get out of boredom. What's interesting about boredom is that the reason people stay with boredom is they're afraid of anxiety. So if I say to you, hey, come on, you're bored, let's go and we're going to go to a party. You say, well, I don't know. I don't know if I want to go to a party. I don't know if I'll have a good time. I'm not dressed. I got to, get ready. And is it going to be a good party? So a lot of lethargy and staying with boredom is around safety. You don't have to deal with anxiety. So some people go on trips, right? And one of the hassles about going on a trip is that you got to go to the airport, you got to go through security, you got to get your bags, you got to be in the plane, does it take off on time, does it crash? All these kind of anxiety-provoking things you have to go through before you get to your destination. Hopefully, once you're at your destination, you start enjoying your vacation or your journey or your trek or whatever it might be. So in order to get over boredom, you have to suffer through some anxiety. So most people avoid going through discovery and something new because it involves anxiety. And they stay with what's known, which is to stay with boredom. Well, I'm suggesting to you that you have to deal with anxiety about change. You have to get involved in different things. There's also a variety of different kinds of boredom. There's even a 28-question test called the Boredom Proneness Scale that was developed, and you'll see that on the website here. You might want to take that and see how bored you are. Who gets bored? People who have attention problems get bored. People who are extroverted tend to be bored more easily than introverts. So it's interesting, we've been talking about mindfulness in this series. Mindfulness counters boredom. Because when you're mindful, you're present, you're focused. You're in a high state of consciousness and awareness, but you're also breathing and relaxed, and you're focused. Falling in love is mindfulness, because you're connecting with someone else. Discovering something new, challenging yourself within your skill level or a little bit above your skill level creates flow states. And we'll talk more about flow as well. I said that, I think it's a person, flow. That's a little joke. So there are different kinds of boredom. There's existential boredom. There's boredom that has to do with having difficulty with meaning or purpose in one's life. The inability to know what will make you happy so you'll feel better. And there's a sense of abandonment. When you abandon important life goals, when things don't work out, you feel this kind of malaise. This French word for it would be ennui, where you just don't feel good because your goals have not been achieved, and you're feeling this depression and disappointment and discouragement. There's also a leisure time boredom. What do you do when you have time on your hands? It's a different kind of boredom. How many of you have been at home and there's nothing on television, there's nothing on the computer you want to do, you don't have any work to do, you don't even feel like calling anybody up. You have this leisure time and you can't really enjoy it. You can't even be mindful at that time. And for some people it's life boredom, where you neglect life goals. Maybe you want to lose weight, maybe you want to get in a relationship, maybe you want to change your job, maybe you just want to do better at the job you have. But you enter into a kind of ambivalence. Well, I want to change it, but I don't want to change it. And you stay in that ambivalence. It's interesting talking about boredom. I don't want to cause you to get bored. Here are a few things that you can do to not be bored. Training yourself to enjoy life, your environment, and the richness of life and relationships. Pretty good to have gratitude and appreciation for what's really there and what you have. Being more mindful and practicing mindfulness will break up boredom. showing up and being present, being creative, having many interests, hobbies, and relationships, having regular physical activity and exercise, having challenges and goals, the ability to get in flow states, a spiritual sense of self, dealing with depression, keeping busy and active, staying open and flexible, being less critical of self and others, don't be so hard on yourself, having compassion, and exploring your talents and skills. Go out there and do something to break up boredom. I hope I haven't bored you, and I hope you'll continue to watch My Sober Life. Thank you.